Welcome, everybody, to the Houston Oilers franchise. The Oilers have 6 games remaining on the schedule, 4 versus the NFC West, 1 versus the Broncos, and 1 versus the Bills to end the season. So our road to get to the playoffs is going to be pretty tough, but we are in a good position right now. But we do have a bit of a storyline going into next episode, and that is Keon Carter returns in 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, we have our bye week, so he will have a week to rest as he could potentially make his return as starter. Antonio Gibson has ran for 1,000 yards on the season, and he leads the league right now with 14 touchdowns on the ground. And he is one of the best backs in the NFL by far at this point in the series. Danny Rudd, the rookie out of Michigan State, has 9 touchdowns. He's only had 1 touchdown catch from Davion Spikes so far, 8 from Keon Carter. Jesse Fisher Jr. having an excellent year this year as the number 3, 6 touchdowns, almost 600 yards. And then we've been getting everybody involved. Deion Branson, Trey Battle. We even see David Lewis Jr. get a touchdown. I mean, everybody's kind of contributing this year, and that's kind of been the formula this season on offense. On defense, we have really seen a surge from a couple of guys, and one has been Christian Barmore. He has ascended himself as the leader on this defense, and he is by far our best defensive player this year. He's a defensive player of the year candidate right now with 13 tackles for loss, 8 sacks with 6 games remaining. And if he goes on a tear, that award could be his. But Von Cross has 4.5 sacks. Nick Woods has 2.5. And that 2.5 sacks he only had in last game alone. So those were his first sacks of the season. And then we are also getting some turnovers. So we have been playing pretty good. Ranking wise, though, we are giving up the most yards in the NFL. I think that's just Madden right now because I feel like the offenses in Madden aren't really calculated correctly. Like they should be putting up numbers that we are, to be honest with you. So Antonio Gibson, 1,000 yards on the season. And we have a scenario going into this episode to get him 200 plus yards or 4 touchdowns. That would be his 4th scenario in this series because he is superstar dev and he could go to superstar X Factor. And we've seen him kind of fluctuate back and forth from X Factor to superstar here in this series, as he did have a wonderful year in year 1, which ascended him to a superstar X Factor. We've faced the Seattle Seahawks in this episode, and the Seahawks have one of those unicorns in this series, a 99 speed quarterback with 98 throw power. I mean, just incredible. 99 short accuracy, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception for him. It hasn't quite equated to wins, though, so we'll see, what his career is going to play out like. In season 1, we had a lot of good quarterbacks in that draft, but remember, we traded Terrell Harvin to the Seahawks as well. If you remember, Terrell Harvin was drafted in the 4th round in season number 1, and he was a superstar X Factor, and we never knew it because he did not play enough snaps to get his dev trait revealed. And then he just couldn't live up to the hype. He was constantly hurt, so we decided to get, the value for him that we could in the offseason. So we got a 2nd round pick. So going into this game, we really want to stop the run because we know the Seahawks like to run the football, and they have a 99 speed quarterback. So it's going to be a little different game plan going into this game. We'll see if we can stop him and see if we can come out with another win on the season. So here we go. Let's get into some highlights of this first game, as these will be shortened highlights. Here is a 3rd and 3 early in the game. That is Max Duggan finding his receiver, but Casey Burton there in coverage. That's Nico Collins now playing with the Seahawks. So they line up here to punt the ball, but look, they will run a fake, and the defense is right there to sniff it out, and the Seahawks will be unsuccessful on that fake punt, and that was an easy stop right there. He even lost a yard or 2. So here we go now. See if our offense can score in this first quarter as we get across the 50. It looks like the Seahawks will send pressure. Spikes throws across the middle. He's got Danny Rudd, the rookie out of Michigan State, for a 1st down catch right there. And Spikes has opened up the playbook a little bit. And obviously the acquisition of Jake Hawkins has definitely done that as well. As here he gets the pass right here across the middle. And he's got speed. He's got 97 speed, 99 acceleration, 97 agility. So now inside the red zone. Here's a throw across the middle. That's caught. It's Danny Rudd for the touchdown. I just got done saying that he only has had 1 touchdown catch from Davion Spikes. Make it 2. That's his 10th of the season as a rookie, and that's the highest total we've had in a season so far in this series. So here is Duggan now, driving in the second quarter. That one will be caught for a gain of 3. As they're inside the red zone now, a 3rd and 2. Handoff to Kenneth Walker. He has the first down, and he will be injured on that play. So one of their best offensive weapons is out of the game, and that brings in Zach Charbonnet. Handoff to him, and he walks into the end zone untouched. It's a touchdown, and the Seahawks will tie this ball game up here in the second quarter with a nice run right there. Under 2 minutes in this first half. Here is Spikes now under pressure, and look who it is. It's James Houston the 4th. If you remember, back in Season 1's offseason, we signed James Houston to potentially be our premier pass rusher. He didn't live up to the hype, but he was a very good rotational end. Here's a deep shot, though, on a 2nd and 21. That's intercepted. Looking for Jake Hawkins. It's going to be intercepted by Tariq Woolen, and he brings it back to the 48-yard line. So that drive does come to an end. And now the Seahawks could add some points before half. Here is Duggan in the pocket, stepping up, and he just throws this one away. They did have 1 timeout. They could have went for the end zone once and just called it, but they will settle for 3 and go into half up by 3 points. So let's fast forward this one into the fourth quarter. Nothing doing in the third. It's still a 7-10 game. Here's a play action fake throwing to the end zone for Danny Rudd. And it's knocked out of his hands. He had a linebacker on him. I'm going to take that matchup all day. 2nd and 10 now. Here's a throw to the right side. That's caught. It's Irv Smith Jr. who's shaken up, but he does pick up a gain of 10. And now 3rd and inches at the 6. Handoff. Gibson fights forward, and they will give it to him. 1st and goal. Only 7 carries for 31 yards. Here running a Philly special fake, but this time it doesn't work. It looked like the offense was just out of sorts on that one. It's a big loss. We're all the way back at the 12-yard line for a 2nd and goal. Here is Spikes now stepping up. He's going to take off himself, and he runs in from 12 yards out. It's a touchdown. They did not have the QB spy on him, and he takes advantage using those legs, and he will give us the lead here late here in the fourth quarter. Under 3 minutes to go. Here is Max Duggan trying to put together a 3-minute drill here. It's going to be a false start, so they're going to move back 5 yards to start this drive. At the 36 now, 1st and 15. Here's a throw across the middle. That's caught by Charbonnet. He breaks a tackle and does get back to the original line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 9 just before the 2-minute warning. Screen pass called. It's intercepted. It's Von Cross. His 2nd INT of the season. It looks like he was coming around the edge, and he was just right there, and Duggan throws it right to him. Wow. What a mistake by Duggan, and now we have 2 minutes to go to milk this clock. Here's a handoff. Gibson finds space. He gets around the defender right there and picks up a gain of 9. 2nd and 1. Here's Gibson using that speed, getting to the outside, breaking a tackle, still staying in bounds, and the Seahawks call a timeout. Here's another handoff this time. Here's Gibson juking forward. He gets inside the 5 now, and we're at the 1. The Seahawks have used all their timeouts, but here is a throw to the right side, and it's incomplete. 1.5 minutes to go at the 1. It's a 3rd and goal. We're going to hand it off this time to Gibson, and he's in. Touchdown. Not quite 4 touchdowns in this game, but he does get a crucial one here to put us over the top here, up by 2 scores. And the Oilers hold on to win this game 21-10 in a defensive struggle game. And, man, I love this win right here. Even though we did not get that dev trade upgrade, I'm not too worried about that anyway. Gibson is more than likely going to win an award at the end of the year anyway, so he's going to be at Superstar X Factor at the end of the year also, so I'm not really too worried about that. Danny Rudd does score a touchdown, his 2nd from Davion Spikes, and Christian Barmore adds 2 more sacks to his total, making it 10 on the year. He's having a phenomenal year. And then Von Cross, look at the stat line he put up. An interception, 4 tackles for loss, 7 total tackles. He was amazing. That prompts a depth trade upgrade, or not a depth trade upgrade, a upgrade for him, as he is now the number 6 ranked left end in the NFL after that game. He is progressing as good as you would hope for. We didn't get the depth trade upgrade for Gibson, but we did get 1,000 XP for the win. And now we are officially 10-2 on a 7-game winning streak. We are 6-0 at home. And that is just how this season is going. But the Chiefs are right there on our heels, 8-3. And now we face the Denver Broncos. At the trade deadline, the Broncos made a big trade, trading away longtime Bronco receiver Jerry Jeudy to the Colts. And since he's been acquired by the Colts have actually taken advantage. He was traded at week 7, and before that, he never had a game over 4 receptions. And since then, he's had 3 of his first 4 games over 4 receptions, at least 5 receptions. That's kind of propelled Courtland Sutton to be really the main target in this offense. And they have a really good young quarterback in Bernard McMichael. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he is vying for an MVP slot this year. They do have a young receiver in Gary Sara. Unfortunately, he is hurt, so their depth at receiver is a little thin. But Bernard McMichael is second right now in the MVP voting, leading a 6-6 Broncos team, but he has 28 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And remember, he was the teammate of Casey Burton in college. He went to Penn State, but look at the stats. I mean, he's putting up ridiculous numbers here. Maybe not the yardage that he's looking for, but the touchdown interception ratio, 28-5, that's kind of what you look for. So here we go, facing the Denver Broncos for the final time this year. And these divisional battles are always good. Even when we play the lowly Chargers, who are in dead last in the division, it's always a good game. So here we are at home, undefeated, I should add at that. Here's the first carry, big carry of the game. That is going to be Antonio Gibson to the left side, and that is a first down. Coming off of a depth trade scenario game where he didn't eclipse 4 touchdowns or 200 yards, but we still want to give him the ball. Here's a short throw to the right side. That's Davion Spikes connecting with Jake Hawkins, the new acquisition from the Patriots. And now it is 3rd and 6. Here's Spikes throwing to the end zone, and that one is knocked away. He was looking for Marvin Mims, I believe that was, and we will settle for 3. Bernard McMichael, 28 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's a special quarterback in this division, but could the Denver Broncos be blowing it up here and adding a lot of talent around him? But here is Von Cross getting to the quarterback to stall this opening drive here for the Broncos, and Von Cross has his 5.5 sacks on the year, and he does force them to 3. So here is Gibson now getting busy to the left side, and he cannot break the tackle right there, but he does pick up 6, and now it is 2nd and 4. Drew Sanders on the stop. Another play action fake. The blitz is picked up. Here is Spikes rolling to the right side, throwing across his body. It's Irv Smith who was wide open. It's a touchdown. Irv Smith, such a special weapon in this offense. He is the veteran tight end in this young tight end group with Callum McDermott and Danny Rudd, and he gives us a touchdown lead. Into the second quarter now. This is a 3rd and 12. Here's a throw to the right side. That's caught by Gary Sara, but knocked out. Not Gary Sara. What am I saying? That's actually Burton right there, and he cannot hold on. So now it's a 17-13 game, and now we are under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's a short throw, this time to Danny Rudd, and he has the first down, but a flag on the play. This one could be coming back, and it is going to be holding on the offense on Nicholas Petit-Frere. Petit-Frere coming into a year where he's looking for a big contract extension as well. 1st and 20 now. Here's a deep shot, one-on-one. It's Jake Hawkins who burns PS2, Patrick Surtain, and he will score. Touchdown Oilers, and Hawkins just runs an excellent post route, and you have to be afraid of every route he runs because he could be gone in a blink. An 11-point lead here towards the end of the first half. Here is Gibson, though, as he gets another big carry. He's approaching 60 yards here in the first half, as now we get it under 25 seconds here. Here is Spikes throwing to the end zone, looking for Hawkins. It's incomplete. A flag on the play anyway, and it's going to be holding against the offense. So even if that was a perfect throw, it would have been coming back. Here is Spikes now. 2nd and 20, stepping up, and he takes off, and he picks up all 20 yards back, but there's 5 seconds to go, and we're going to take the risk here with 5. We got a little bit of time left, but here is Spikes rolling, and he throws this one away, and the clock stops at 1 second. We kick the field goal here, and we give ourselves the 27-13 lead going into halftime. But now let's fast forward into the 4th quarter. The Broncos staying in this one. And here is a sack on Davion Spikes. Zach Allen gets to him, and it will be a big-time loss. We're all the way back at the 38-yard line. And now it's a 2nd and 30. Here is Spikes now in the pocket, throwing short. Wide open, Jesse Fisher. He gets a lot of that yardage back. He gets to the 19, and now it is 3rd and 11, a gain of 19. Play action fake now. Spikes out of the pocket, throwing to the end zone, and he's got Irv Smith Jr. in the corner. It's a touchdown. How do you let somebody get that wide open? And what an excellent throw by Spikes, finding the veteran tight end. It's excellent right there on the run. And that's one thing you like about Spikes. I mean, he is mobile. He can get out of the pocket. He can make those throws. He can do it all. So now at the 24, trying to milk this clock out. Here is Gibson getting busy. He gets across the 40-yard line. And another big gain, 512 yards of total offense in this game. Here's a deep shot across the middle looking for Mims. That's incomplete. So now it is a 3rd and 11. It is an 8-point game at this point, 26-34. This is a crucial down here. Denver has no timeouts remaining. Here's a throw deep to Jake Hawkins, who has it in his hands and gets it knocked out at the last second by Clark. What a play right there from the safety. And now here are the Broncos here, 1:20 to go. Here they started this drive out at their 20. Here's a throw across the middle. This is De'Ami Brown, who makes one man miss and makes a second man miss. You've got to be kidding me. Touchdown. And the Broncos will come all the way back and make this a 2-point game, and they do convert the 2-point conversion. So now here we go, 34-34 with about a minute to go. Here's a screen pass out to Gibson, and he runs into Joel Bitonio and only gets 2 yards. 40 seconds to go. Here's a throw across the middle, this time to Danny Rudd, and a good play by Justin Simmons coming in late to break that one up. And now it is a 3rd and 8 at the 43. Here's a quick throw. It's intercepted. It's Justin Simmons this time, his 2nd INT of the game, and he will give the Broncos field position here with 30 seconds to go. But the Broncos are showing no sense of urgency. I think they're satisfied with going into overtime. Here's a throw deep, knocked away with 1 second remaining, and Alani Rutherford is there on the coverage. And now we're playing prevent defense here. 1 second remaining. We've lost games like this on this channel before. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Here is Bernard McMichael throwing off his back foot into the end zone. It's tipped around and it will fall to the ground. And we're going into overtime. The Broncos show some will to come back into this game. And now we are going into overtime. The Broncos win the toss also, so they will start with the ball. So a touchdown will win this game. A field goal gives us an opportunity to come back. So we'll see what our defense can do here in overtime. So here is Bernard McMichael now under center to start out this overtime period. Under pressure right away. It's Christian Barmore. Add 2 more sacks to that total. It's 12 on the year for Barmore. He is having an excellent MVP type of year. McMichael now in the pocket, stepping up, throwing to left side. This is caught. It's Greg Dulcich, and he picks up the first down. What a throw by McMichael. That's only his 2nd catch of the game. He's a superstar X Factor at this point as well. Bernard McMichael throws to the right side. He's got Cortland Sutton. That's the first time really hearing his name through these highlights, and he gets across the 50. So at the 41-yard line, Bernard McMichael changing up the play at the line, throw across the middle, and somehow De'Ami Brown gets open on that, and it's another first down catch. Our secondary has to step up here. Too many big plays given up here in the fourth quarter and overtime. Here's McMichael throwing to the right side. A wide open Cortland Sutton, and the Broncos walk it off. The Oilers' 7-game win streak will come to an end, and Cortland Sutton is wide open. Wow. And the Broncos will come into our house and upset the division-leading Oilers and hand us our third loss of the year. That one sucks because we're making a playoff push and heading into our bye week, and now we have 2 weeks to think about that loss. And wow, what a game, though, by the Broncos. I thought initially they'd be going into a full rebuild here, but Bernard McMichael has brought this team back. He's an MVP candidate, and they are officially 1 game over 500 and playing for a wild card spot. So this team could be dangerous down the stretch, and with 5 games remaining, you never know what could happen. They traded away Jerry Jeudy. They actually got a first-round pick for Jerry Jeudy as well from the Colts, so they actually get a lot for him. But we had an excellent game offensively. 2 receivers over 100 yards, including Hawkins and also Jesse Fisher. And our defense got it done too. We just gave up way too many points. 531 total yards of offense to 530. That's how close this game was. And the Broncos upset us here on the road, and they get their 6th win or 7th win of the season. So we head into this bye week, and you guys always know the scenario. You can either, grind and get some XP or do a team bonding retreat. I feel like in Madden, morale matters more than ratings sometimes, because you can get a big morale boost and your ratings go up, 3, 2, 1 points, and that could affect your overall by a couple of points. So I'm going to do the team bonding here. Plus 10 morale for the whole team. We get -5 awareness for all the players as well. But now we come off of this bye week, and we are 10-3. And guess what? The Chiefs keep winning also. They're on a 6-game win streak, and now they have the best record in the NFL, and they own the tiebreaker from us. They are 6-1 at home too, and 4-2 on the road, just like we are. Patrick Mahomes right now is the front runner for MVP. 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I don't know if that's much more impressive than Bernard McMichael is, though, and he has less weapons, in my opinion. The Kansas City Chiefs traded for Jalen Wyatt at the trade deadline, and he has emerged as a receiver in this league now. 57 receptions for 750 yards. The year before that, he had 0 receptions, and 2 years before that, he had 0 receptions. I mean, just incredible what Patrick Mahomes can do to a receiver's career. But we do have a big story coming into the next episode. It's Keon Carter. He returns from injury, and there are rumblings that he could be getting the start. Just remember that Keon Carter was having an MVP type of season before he got hurt, and that was 6 weeks ago. He had 20 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. That was more like 7 weeks ago, and he has been killing so far in his 2nd season. So we'll see what the coaching staff decides to do. And it's always a good thing to have 2 quarterbacks, obviously. And Keon Carter is more of an injury-prone quarterback. He's been hurt twice in this series already. So it is good to have 2 capable quarterbacks. And one guy that's going to be very happy to have him back is Danny Rudd, because he scored 8 touchdowns catching the football from Keon Carter. Christian Barmore, 12 sacks on the year. I mean, he is unbelievable. 17 tackles for loss, 12 sacks, obviously his career high, and he is 2nd in the league in sacks behind Aiden Hutchinson right now, who was an award winner already, and he led the NFL in sacks once in this series as it is. So with 4 games remaining, we have 3 versus the NFC West. The Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, and then Bills to end the season. So we'll see if we can finish strong. And the story coming into next episode, will Keon Carter get the start coming back from injury? Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned, let's get it, let's go.
It's too easy, I've been there, done it, seen it, boy all that like Keenan, still got crack, they fiendin', flow still hot like Phoenix, shine so bright I'm gleaming, this off top I'm tweaking, fresh out the rat like Neiman, and I'm still trying to fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going